Are live. Sorry about that, guys. Crazy evening. Power's gone out, gone up, back on. Had an alternate setup, and then it came back on. So, thanks for hanging in there with us, John. Back at the hotel already, man.
Yes. I went before after the. I went on the first heat of the women, and then that way we get back and watch the final heats on ESPN.
Cool. Let's see.
It's
Pedro.
I mean it's a long day. I'm tired, man. I didn't want to deal with that hassle unless I was going to the party, the RV party. I wasn't going to be there. So me and my wife are at the hotel with snacks. We're going to podcast it up, and then we're going to eat and go to sleep.
There you go. Pedro. What's up, man?
I was at the RV party.
How was it?
It was good. I met Greg. That was cool.
I saw Greg and Don were chatting. What'd they say?
Don said, "Hey, do you want to come back?" And Greg was like, "Hell yeah!" No, I'm only joking. I don't know.
And then Don stepped down as CEO, and now Greg is back as the CEO. It all happened real fast.
It was literally took 5 seconds, but yeah, that's actually entirely accurate.
That's how it worked. All right. Looks like the intervals has been released.
Can we
Let's
click
take a
go to
look
it?
at the new workout here for individuals, event 8. Let's see.
It was nice of them to continue the trend of incredibly lazy naming of workouts.
2 intervals for time. 21 box jump overs, 15 calorie row, 9 burpee box jump overs, 21 box jump overs, 15 calorie row, 9 burpee box jump overs. Gets
48 and 36
48
inches.
Yeah. Rest until the 6-minute mark, and then a 9 burpee box jump overs, all the same stuff. Okay. Thoughts, John?
So box jump overs, row, and then burpee box jump overs.
Yeah. But then
So this
is
okay, way more athleticism than power output. The row almost means nothing because everybody going hard is it's basically just to jack your legs up.
Yeah.
And then it's just athleticism. I think my first thought is Danielle Brandon should be great at this workout, or and Sydney Wells. And we'll talk about her in a minute, but this might be Sydney Wells' best workout. To be honest. Yeah, just athleticism. We can roll through the athletes if we want to. It's not going to be Colton's best workout. I think Jeff Adler is going to be really good at that workout. Jeff Adler's very good at box jump overs. Chandler, it's another good one for him.
How good is Bailey Martin?
He's like the 9th fittest guy in the world. Why?
Just like, I don't know. Did anybody think he did? Including himself, I don't know. Did anybody think he'd do that well?
No, I didn't either. I honestly didn't know very much about him. I knew he was
also
fit.
A hilarious guy.
I knew he was really fit, but I knew he was fit for Oceania, and I did not know how that would compare to, everybody else. So, yeah. But no, he's been great.
Sorry to derail, but go back.
Yeah, I think Brian Friends brought him up a bunch of times. I mean, he's kind of shown promise, but has never gotten there, and he's making the most of it.
Last year, he was Selwyn's videographer. And I was talking to him earlier on today, and he said, I was like, "Oh, you enjoying it?" And he said, "Yeah, a lot more," because he was here as a teenager. Mm-hmm. And he said he hated it. Like, he was like, he hated himself. He hated, like, he was just constantly negative talk, like, "Oh, you're shit, like, you're gonna, this gonna happen, that's gonna happen, whatever." And then he's like, this time he's like, "I'm really enjoying it," like, and it shows, like, he's doing so well.
Yeah, it's great to see him take advantage. I mean, he's doing fantastic right now.
Sorry, go back to your box jumps.
Yeah, box jumps.
You're good. I'm just rolling through who I think is very bouncy or has been, like, he seems very fast on box jumps before. Not so much like being able to rebound, but just naturally bouncy. There's a different, like, you have to kind of see that.
How about Sprague?
I don't think so. He's
No.
he's long. Like everybody's gonna do this unbroken, right? It's not a fitness thing. Like aerobically, he's top tier. But it's like the long bodies is just gonna take a lot of time to move their long body. So I don't see it. I don't see it with Hopper. Hopper's more really athletic, but it's just his box jump over is going to take longer than other people. But Hopper's not in it, so it doesn't matter. That's what you're doing. I started rolling on what I think Hopper would do it, and yeah. Well, I'd be hilarious if he goes like, "Man, I would have won that box jump workout." That was going to be my one to get me back on track.
Or save myself. That's what Jake Douglas has been saving himself for this workout all week.
Yeah.
This was the one.
We got Braun got in there.
Yes, sir.
We'll get to
Yeah,
see
Jack
him.
Farlow. It's actually good the two of those got in for the lift because that was just going to be a bit of a damn squib.
And Luke Parker.
Yeah.
And Luke Parker's somebody who could do good in this box jump over workout. It's like being athletic is different from fitness. It's really like there's just certain guys who just move a little bit more athletic than others. It's hard to explain, but same with the women.
Yeah. As for the cut, I think the biggest story right here is Jason Hopper, 31st.
Yeah.
That was not a good week.
What was it, like 5 points?
5 points.
That's tough to stomach. I'd say you'd nearly rather, if you got cut, you'd nearly rather it was like 30 points.
But for somebody who was going to, we thought had a shot at the podium to not have one top 10 finish.
Yeah.
A severe letdown.
Problematic.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wanted to get cut. If you watch the way he moved in those dumbbell snatches, he's like, I'm just done with it. He was like, Helena's not a bad workout for him. If he was able to do the 12 muscle ups unbroken every time, which he was, the rest of it is running and then dumbbell snatches. And if you watch how he moved, everybody in his heat got back to the bar like 30 seconds before him. It really seemed like he wanted to get cut. He was done with the whole competition. Whether he's feeling, and maybe he's sick, but is the whole hard work pays off crew sick? Because none of them, like, they're all like that right now. Barnhart's like that. Catherine's like that. Hopper's like that. Who else? Anybody there has been.
Kohlenbrenner's the only one, I think, that's.
Kohlenbrenner's been
where
fine.
we kind of expect her to be.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, she's not killing it, but she's where we thought she would be.
It's just the complete opposite of what we saw from semifinals. And it's just all of them. Like, if they wouldn't, like, I don't understand that because it's all of them. It's not just one person.
Right.
What do you do with that though? Because they're obviously not it's not that they're not talented. It's not that they don't have the expertise. Like, they've got lifting coaches, they've got strong coaches, whatever. Is it that, like, I guess you're just kind of throwing darts, but like, would you say that they're overtrained? Would you say that they're prepared? Would you say that they're like, are they peaking at the wrong time? Like, what do you think it is? Because they're not bad athletes. Like, they weren't bad last year.
I feel like Matt would have a handle on that stuff, though, don't you?
I would think so, but I mean, this programming is different, right? Like,
unless he was just training them to how he trained, and like, can anybody do that? Do you know what I mean? Can anybody do what he used to do?
I mean, I think
kind of like Rich. I remember Annie saying, I worked out with Rich for a weekend, and I cannot work out like that. That's good for him that he can. I cannot do that. And I mean, maybe that's the case. I have a hard time thinking that, though. Matt said multiple times nobody should do the volume that me and Tia did. Just thinking that which is kind of funny. But if he feels that way, like, I have a hard time thinking, oh man, they just are trained, they're overtrained and they're all drained for the CrossFit Games. You don't think they had a deload week before? They're not training up to the games. It's so weird that it's all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird and it's damaging as well. Like, it's damaging for them that it's all.
Yeah, Kathy, for an elite athlete, Hopper's body language during those snatches was terrible. I mean, I think he knew.
Do you think that was because he knew, though, like, okay, even if I make it through this cut, I'm just prolonging the inevitable? Like, so if I just get cut now, it's rather than I'll make it through this, then I'll have to lift myself again tomorrow and then not make it through that anyway. So what's the point?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think if you have a huge letdown like that, it weighs on you, for sure. I guess HWPO's documentary on the games isn't going to be that exciting right now.
It'll be
I
pretty
guess,
short.
I mean, yeah, Cole Sager's there too. You might as well start transferring to head coach because this ain't going well, man.
You can get an early start to it.
Yeah.
Cole Reshaber didn't live up to what we saw at Wadapalooza.
They had that amazing handstand workout, but apart from that,
right. I mean, that's kind of the same as Danielle, really, right? Like, I mean, she's doing much better than Cole, but doing much better. But I mean, we're not seeing what we thought we would see, other than the handstand.
I expected everything that we have seen from Danielle. I said that from day one.
I know
right?
you have. I know.
Now tomorrow, that interval workout, Danielle should be great.
Someone asked there in the comments, should because McQuaid withdrew, would someone else get McQuaid is going to be cut anyway, so it doesn't matter that she withdrew.
It's still top 30.
I talked to McQuaid. I'm sure you have too, Peter. She said she had like some type of neck injury or something like that.
Yeah, about 6 weeks ago she had, I can't remember the name that she said. It wasn't thyroid because that's like hormones, isn't it?
Yeah.
But she's had some kind of issue with her back, and basically what she was left with was that her left arm had no power. And then she was kind of okay yesterday, but then all the 100 wall balls of like looking up for that long, she was like, once I finished that workout, I knew I was just in major trouble, basically. But like I was talking to her today, and she was, I'm sure she's upset, but she wasn't annoyed, or she was just kind of like, look, like I'm here, I'll do what I can do. And I think eventually they just said the medical team withdrew her. I think they were just like, look, it's you're not gonna be able to do the dumbbell snatches and stuff, so just leave it.
Yeah. Ellie Turner, that looked painful watching her hobble around on those runs. Do we think she
said something about a bad back, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. She did on the ski bar workout when she was talking to her judge. Do we think she might withdraw? I mean, would you withdraw at this point? Like, if you're in that much pain, you're in 26th, you're going to have to go run 3 miles.
It's the same. It's prolonging the inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not going to make it through unless something miraculous comes out. And I doubt that's the case.
I mean, you might go to bed thinking like, hopefully in the morning I wake up and by some miracle, you're not going to withdraw like before you absolutely have to, but a time will definitely come where you're like, what's the point? You're going like Will Morad walking out with his hamstring, waving to the crowd on the lift and walking back again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. If you look like that, I mean, you're hurt.
Yeah. James, she said
there will be another year.
Yeah. But it seems like a lot of people are dinged up right now.
Do you think it's the programming?
This year's programming?
Like, is this is more people getting injured than usual, isn't it? Or is it just more high profile people, do you think?
No. There's usually a few withdrawals in the games.
We really haven't had many withdrawals. It just seems like everybody's kind of beat up.
That's what I mean. Like that. Yeah, I see. There's more people like limping around, and like Medeiros with his big bruise, and then like everyone else. It just seems like a lot of stuff has happened.
Yeah,
and the heat stroke on the teams or whatever happened with the teams as well.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Like on the team side, you have some updates on that with.
Yeah, this is actually good that you're doing this now because I'm going to go for dinner in a while. So this morning the lifting was on, and it went basically as you'd expect. There's actually one really cool moment with Oslo Naj in one of the first heats where a guy Nielsen did a snatch and he missed it, and the voiceover or the announcer was like 10 seconds, and he hit it, but he was in the bottom of the squat for honestly like 40 seconds. Like, it was so long. He was just there. The crowd was just getting louder and louder and louder, and eventually he stood up. But it was like, I felt like if the crowd didn't get loud, he wasn't getting up there. But that was really cool. Then later on, Kelsey Keel, like absolute animal, like so crazy strong. Because I said Brian Freeman standing beside me, and he said, who's going to lift the heaviest? And I said, Mia Hesketh, like no question for the women. And then Kelsey Keel hit the same snatch and added 5 pounds on the clean and jerk. And then the men's last heat, so that's the second last heat and the last heat in the men's, and add in Royce Dunn. to that mix as well. There was just some serious. I felt really bad for Brandon Swan because he is a weightlifter, like that's his thing, and he injured his elbow like 2 weeks ago in training, so he's been kind of nursing it since. Then he fell off his bike yesterday as well. On top of that, so he like power snatched both of his lifts, and like was lifting essentially what most of the girls were lifting in the end. So that was kind of hard to watch because it should have been a bit of a moment for him. This is probably his last time coming to the games, he reckons. So, yeah, Royce did well, and then the girls in that team did well as well. But then, Tola and Andre Houdet. So Andre Houdet was on one platform. Then in front of him was Tola. Then in front of him was Jorge Fernandez. It was just like one after the other of just unbelievable lifts. Like, it was crazy. Tola was just nuts. Then very front, in front of Walleye, the two guys on Walleye, Sam Stewart and Joshua, were really good as well, actually. But then Ben Smith on his last attempt on the clean and jerk. I can't remember what was in the bar. I can't remember. But anyway, his last attempt, he cleaned it, stood it up, jerked it, dropped the bar. Dropped the bar in a different way than when you missed the lift. Like, he catapulted it forward. And then he shouted, and I thought he was just pissed off that he missed the lift. But then he shouted painfully, knelt down on the ground, took his knee sleeve off, was rubbing his leg. Thanks for winking at that, John. He was rubbing his leg. He was lifted up. He was lifted up and carried like a little bit of the way. Then I think he kind of realized where he was. And he took his stuff off Alec and kind of walked off with the medics and stuff. And then in the running, there was someone from AB Mayhem and someone from TTT Black, where Boz carried the person from AB Mayhem off the course himself. And TTT Black, one of the team members in TTT Black, had the girl on his shoulder and was running with her on his shoulder for part of the run for about 50 or 100 meters, and then they were just like, this is stupid. So they stopped. So neither of those teams, they both got DNF on that. But then everybody was back out on the floor for nobody. I guess the knee wouldn't have been an issue in that last workout anyway, for Ben, but everybody was kind of okay. And that last workout was actually really cool. So obviously the cuts were coming. So Rhino, Dogs, they were outside the cut line. They badly needed points, and they absolutely sent it on the assault bike. It's so hard doing this and reading the fucking comments at the same time. So they sent it on the bike, and won their heat.
Take a breath.
They won their heat. They got 12:33 or something. And they beat everyone in their heat. They beat everyone in the next heat. They beat half of the heat after that. So it was I think they came fourth in the workout overall, third or fourth overall. And the only thing that really topped that performance, Raf Durant, they just absolutely sent it. The only thing that topped that was in the last heat. It was really weird so no shortcuts, Invictus, oh my God, who else is in that heat? Proven, and Mayhem, and what's that Swedish team?
Navy Blue, Oslo Navy Blue.
Prestanda,
yeah, and Oslo. They were all in there, right? And I kind of noticed after the first, so they had to do a handstand hold, and then when one person was holding on the handstand, the other one had to do the assault bike. So I noticed that Andre Houdet couldn't do a handstand, and I was like, what is wrong with Andre Houdet? But then I noticed that either could the other guy, and then I was like, oh, they're faking kicking up into a handstand, so they obviously had to go through the motions of pretending to do it. The girls didn't do a single sprint on the assault bike either time. The guys just did the whole thing.
Really?
But first round, I was like, this did not pay off at all, because they were last to the rower. But then it actually did pay off later on. They came fourth or fifth in that heat. But Tim Paulson absolutely sent it, and I'd say he must have done about 30 calories.
He said he did 43.
Yeah, he was on it for a long time, and he was going crazy fast. And they were a good bit behind the rest. Just looking at the little charts behind them, they were a good bit behind the rest. And now I'm finished now, so you people in the comments can shut the fuck up.
He's sensitive, guys. He doesn't take the insults as well as I do. So You can go back.
Robbie Myers, $19.99 for Pedro. Thank you, Robbie. Let's see. SEMA Globes, heard people talking about the barbell spin in the food area. They are thankful for your coverage, as am I. Keep it up. Thank you, SEMA. Really appreciate it. And filling in the void to get some good behind the scenes from Savant. So, I mean, you look at the leaderboard there. It's a pretty good race. I mean, you have three of the same teams fighting for the podium again, right? Like Oswald Navy Blues right back there in second. Invictus was third last year, and then 2 of the 4 from Proven are back. So
I actually have a bet on with John Singleton for a pair of rads. Yep. I said that Oswald Navy Blue would finish ahead of Proven. So loser buys either a pair of rads.
I don't think that's a bad bet, man. Oswald Navy Blue
they are strong.
Yeah.
I also have a text screenshot that Patrick Clark sent into a group once, saying that Oswald Navy Blue are finished. The 2 guys that they're not going to be as good as last year, and I was like, bullshit. And I screenshotted it, and I can't wait to show it to them.
They have not dropped off at all, and I know. I think they were on my show a few months ago. Their whole thing was the games. They don't care about the open. They don't care about quarterfinals. It's get through semifinals, and all they care about is the games.
And I met them here a few times, and they're in really, really good form. Like say at that bike event yesterday, I had like a stupid amount of access for some reason. Someone obviously just left a gate open or something. But I was like standing behind. So like they had to do relays, and I was standing behind them when they were waiting for the bikes to come. So I was like chatting to Angelo DeChico in between his intervals and like chatting to the others. But you could see the teams that have been around a lot and the teams that like maybe it's their first time or whatever, where some of the teams just kind of sitting back chatting, and other teams were clenched jaw, like it's a 60-minute workout, and they're like, like they're revving to go from the very start. Others, I was able to go up to them and talk to them and be like, "Oh, like, what are you going to do after this workout?" All this kind of stuff. And then you see these guys that were like bending the bars on the corral, like trying to like calm themselves down. But also have been like that all week. Anytime I see them, they come over to me.
Souza.
What's up, Souza? Yeah. I don't know, 35 minutes. So
okay. See ya. But they've been like that all week. Anywhere you meet them, they'll stop and chat no matter where they're going or what they're doing. So, really, really good mental place, I'd say. Okay, I'm going to go for dinner. Enjoy.
Hey, Pedro, you're bringing in the money. $1.99 from Mike Sauer. Appreciate it. Pedro could win the 5K with his lung capacity.
Yeah,
Pedro's
body lets me down.
Speaking of screenshots, go ahead and look at your phone.
I might leave the thing if I do that, will I?
What we got?
Fuck you, John.
I sent him Moritz Fiebig's current ranking.
$20 that I said Moritz Fiebig will be inside the top 10. But he's going to win that box jump workout tomorrow, so it'll be fine.
Hey, he could, man. He could. He's
an athletic guy. Did you see his videos of doing hurdles before the games?
Absolutely. It's a great one for Moritz. But the second he made that bet, Moritz been 35th.
Yeah, it's like he was 35th. It's like he was watching. Okay, I'm off, guys. Talk to you later.
All right. Thanks,
bye, Peter.
Thanks, Pedro. Barry McCockiner, $4.99. Thank you. Thanks for the coverage and a water fund for Pedro. Dude, he does not do well in this heat over here in the States, so he can definitely use that.
I think it's cold, Brian. I really do. Like I'm
down here in Tennessee, so I don't get it, but hey, that's
not as cold as that plunge, but
have you recovered from that yet?
It's whatever. It's whatever.
Here we go. $5 from Tommy Payne. Peter's doing great. I was happy to have him on. He is the king of the teams. He's been following that the whole time. All right. The women's side. Alexis Rastis doing
out of nowhere
what she has to do, right?
Yeah, no, and I did not see her coming. I was I was like, come on, Emma, track her down to aerial. Because I picked Emma for this workout, and I was like, let's go, girl, come on, get up there, right? And then I was like, I know you need to lead on aerial because aerial cycles some snatches like crazy, and then Alexis Raptis just out of nowhere gets the dumbbell before anybody, and I had to fast forward it because I thought her judge miscounted. And I fast forwarded and tried to focus on her, and you could see her just kind of hawking down Laura little by little, and then did what she had to do. What'd she have in the workout before that? A 40th place,
something like that. 30.
Did she go last place to first place?
37th to third. Yeah, 37th to third. That was, I mean, I thought we had a good. We thought she was going to do well at it, but I mean, she came out of nowhere. I mean, most of the time you knew, right? Like the very first run, you knew if somebody was going to be strong in that event or not. Some blew up, but for the most part, it was pretty clear early on.
Laura blew up. It's not going to matter, but she did blow up.
Yeah, she finished down in 16th. So that
I think you gotta hit the there you
go. No, only one. It's all the way on the far right. So 16th on that one, or 15th on it. A little surprising that she fell off. Annie Thorisdottir, 24th.
Yeah, that I didn't see that either. I figured she would have been 7 through 10, exactly what she's been doing on all of these workouts.
Sydney Wells, 26th. As each heat went by, the women got faster and faster and faster, which wasn't quite the same as the men.
A little bit. The winner.
But I mean, like Morad, Lazar, those guys were somewhat early on, and still were able to kind of hang on there. Ellie Turner down there in 39th.
Hold on, listen. I want to confirm this for guys. Sydney Wells is 30th place, right?
Yes.
That means she's in.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's saying Sydney's cut. Sydney is in. She's the last spot in. The top 30 go. So we're gonna get everybody's saying Sydney's cut, but she's not.
$5 from Rick Myers. Thank you very much. Justin did his final 10 reps in the same spot on ski bag. He should have had to move up like everyone else. He got an advantage. There were a couple. I think there's another athlete in 2 lanes over that had the exact same thing, or at least didn't walk up the full 5 feet on that.
I think that's a judge thing. I don't draw anything. As long as they do all of the work, like should they have stepped up? Yeah, but if the judge doesn't make them, I'm not mad at that. Like, should it happen? No, but it's fine. It's one spot.
It probably
I'm not mad at it.
Probably won't make a difference. I think he probably did save a few seconds, and there, every second did count. 4 or 5 seconds, Vellner gets ahead. We'll see if it ends up being an issue. If we look back at the end of the weekend and Vellner misses by 3 or 4 points, then it becomes a bigger story.
But who's to say Justin didn't get like unfair no reps on the dumbbell snatches? I know he got 3, and Helena. He got 3 no reps on one of the rounds in the dumbbell snatches. And that's all of those dumbbell snatches look the same. You like all of Justin's that got no rep, they all looked better than Will Morad's, who was speed repping to get ahead of Lazar. So,
I made that comment. Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like if Justin gets no rep for that, it equals out that he didn't step forward and he got that advantage on that. Like it takes away a spot from that event. It all evens out. This stuff like that in a 12 event competition happens for everybody. Right? Vellner got 1 no rep on his bar muscle up, which I don't think it should have been a no rep, but he still got it, and then didn't get any no reps after that. I would argue Justin's were way more penalizing to him, and they were, they all know how to dumbbell snatch. I don't think they're cheating it. I feel like no reps are a little too strict on stuff like that, and not strict enough on the squatting. Some judges let bad squats go when athletes don't fix it, right?
Right.
And then they're super strict on like elbow locked out when everybody looks around the same. Like I don't like unless it's egregious, like ring muscle ups, like those you could see who cheats it and who doesn't.
Right.
But like a dumbbell snatch and a bar muscle up, they all look the same. It's just if you have a hard judge or not, or a judge who wants to big dick you, for the lack of a better term, you know.
Yeah,
and then you have squats that some judges let go that are clear no reps. I think we should be harder on that and less hard on that type of stuff because they all can do it unbroken, right? So you just let them go.
You know, I'm a big Morad fan, and I saw him do those last 21 dumbbell snatches, and I was like, ooh, I was looking at the
reason he beat Lazar. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I was looking at the judge waiting for a no rep, and nothing ever came. He was not fully extended straight overhead. So he's playing the game, but it's definitely, that's where you see the inconsistencies from it. Eric Wise, $4.99. Appreciate all the coverage. Great work, the barbell spin. Question up here for you, John. What are your thoughts on the lack of barbell movements so far, Melanie Hodge?
I mean, I wish we had some, obviously. I do not think I'm an expert in programming, though, at all. I'll defer to JR and honestly Taylor for that type of stuff. I think they're way more knowledgeable in how to test the body and what's balanced and what's not. I think barbell movements are essential to fitness, and it doesn't have to be heavy. They can be 95-pound snatches. That's just cardio. But it makes me think we're going to have a lot of barbell on the last day and all types of varieties. Because last year there wasn't a ton of power output events. And then the last day there was 3 of them back to back, and then Jackie Pro. And that's why Laura went 3 wins in a row or whatever she did, right? Like, you know, she's getting that on the front half this year. Same for Roman, right? So, you know, it's hard to judge competition until all of the events we know what they are. But yeah, for those, I think it's a well-balanced test without barbell movements. I think we tested strength. I think we tested endurance. I think we tested gymnastics for all 6. I have no problem with cutting whoever gets cut. Yeah. But I do wish there was a barbell movement. There's not. That's not it's not a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Do you think the test was well balanced? Because if it was, then it's not that big of a deal. If it's not, then it's a big deal.
If you look at the Venn diagram of CrossFit, right, we've tested all 3, I think, fairly well. It's just we're so used to seeing a barbell very, very, all the time, especially, in the open and semifinals. We know we get to the games and it's less barbell focused, but we always, we talked about this. Some of our favorite events had 100 barbells on the Coliseum floor, right? Like there's some pretty cool events where there are barbell cycling and those things, and we've just not seen it yet. So maybe Bosman has something in store for us on Sunday that kind of changes it. But I would be a little upset if I got cut and didn't get to see a barbell once. Here's one here.
Yeah, if I was Jake Douglas, I'd be mad.
Right.
But it is what it is.
But he also had plenty of opportunities where he should be able to show some power, and
you can't be last place in 4 of the 6 events. You just can't.
Misa, weird how they didn't announce the cuts publicly. Why do them for drama if there's nothing about them? I completely agree with this.
How do you can you explain, please?
Like the leaderboard updated and all the athletes had already left. Like it's literally us just looking at the leaderboard and going, "Oh, Hopper's 31st, he's out."
Oh, I gotcha. No, there should be like
instead of something like semifinals where it's like we announce all the where everybody is and then go in 27th, 28th, and in 30th place, so and so, and then you can thank everybody. It's 31st and on and say
That's hard though, man, because you're dealing with heartbreak for like 10 people instead of 1 person.
Yeah, but they know it though, right? Like it's don't update the leaderboard and then have that drama on Friday night. That's what I thought they were going to do. Like Friday night, Saturday night, they're in the Coliseum, and now it's who moves.
I don't
on.
want to make Hopper wait out there and then tell him, "Hey, man, we all saw you suck."
They
But
do
we
it.
got to
They
tell.
do it at semifinals.
We got to tell you the world that you're really bad too. Like in front of you, you gotta wait out here.
I mean, they do it.
Just let him go home. Let him lick his wounds. I don't know. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
I don't know. It's.
I know.
I'm thinking of the
Savannah's
athlete
coming.
perspective here.
You are, and I'm thinking of more of a media perspective of what we want to see, right? Like we see it in semifinals. They get their name called, and they're standing there with 2 cameras on them. Who's going to make it to the next stage? And there's none of that, right? Like it's just quietly go away. Is the leaderboard updated? Looks like it. Okay, well, goodbye.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, 31st to 40th, like I know people have their fan, they cheer on those athletes. But when you have somebody like a Hopper and you're trying to find out if he's going to make it or not, people would be very interested in that. And it's, another 10, 20 minutes to go do something like that.
I get the reasoning.
Yeah. Trying to catch up on all of the comments, kind of behind here. I guess when you look at the women's leaderboard, Emma Lawson, Alexis Raptis, Laura Horvath, Alex Kazan, Ariel Lowen, Jamie Simmons is looking strong. Her first event win since 2017.
There's a clear a break here though. It looks like there's a tier forming in the top 5, and they're within. Zoom in.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ariel's kind of in no man's land, but I'm gonna throw her in that tier because it's only 18 points away. So 432 to 477. So there's 55 points, 1 through 5. And then after that, there's 50 more points down to the next one.
Right.
Like it just seems like a tier is forming on those top 5, and then the next tier is the next top 5.
Yeah. Trish, Mr. Spin looks like he's about to ask, do you have any questions about these medications? I don't know what to take of that.
Trish, are you at the games right now? Just curious.
I thought she met Savon yesterday.
She's everywhere, man.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like we always talked about the top 6 was a separate tier, and for the most part, they're in that. Those same athletes are in there, but with Emma Carey kind of falling back a little bit,
Danielle Brandon
out of there, Gabby Magala out of there.
Gabby.
That next tier, right? Alex, Ariel, Annie.
It's kind of funny because the girls we downgraded from the West are stepping up. Like they're here to play.
That's
and
a
I
good
think
point.
Annie will probably jump into that tier, and it'll be a tier of 6 by the time Saturday is done. What's funny is Saturday is so just one thing. Monostructural, is that the right word, or am I thinking something else?
What, the single modality?
Single modality. Yeah. Tomorrow's so single modality. I mean, I know the 8th event is not, but it's kind of like who can move quick, who can be explosive.
Right.
And then it's just who runs fast and who lifts heavy. I think that will shake up the leaderboard a lot. And I think after Saturday, though, the tiers will stay the same. There won't be any jumping in the tiers. That's who's going to be there. And then Sunday, we might shake up, the order. But
right.
By the time Saturday is done, I think everybody will be in where they're going to be. I bet we can make separate lines. This is, we could probably color code them.
Yeah. No, it's, I think you're absolutely right. As you look to tomorrow, we'll talk about a little bit more on the morning show, but with these intervals, is that, a 5K run, you have intervals and you have the lift. Is that favoring Laura, or is she going to have to make up ground on Sunday?
No, I don't think. I think Laura and Emma will be within 10 points of each other.
Really?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards like Emma will still be ahead of her, but I don't know. Laura might be. So Laura is probably going to win the lift. Or top 3 like guaranteed. Colin Prander might sneak in there and beat her, but and then Emma Lawson's going to take a hit on the lifting, but not as much as you think. Emma Lawson's very strong, so but just not like top tier strong. So I say Emma Lawson gets 12th and Laura gets 1st. That's about what the 5K is going to be on Emma Lawson and Laura Horvath. And then
you said Laura Horvath in 12th on the run?
Well, I don't think Emma Lawson's going to win. So what I'm saying is, like, say Emma Lawson gets 3rd,
that same amount,
and Laura gets 15th. You know what I mean? You know, I think the gap will be similar, just different.
Right.
And then with the event 8, such a throw up. Like I lean towards Laura in event 8, but like I don't really have any idea. You know, Laura should row faster, so I lean towards Laura, but it's I don't think it's going to be a home run hit for either. Like, it's not like I think Laura's going to run away with that one. I don't know. That one I have no pick. It's going to be really hard to pick for because there's so many people that could be good or bad at it.
I think of I look at the event 2 with the box jump overs and Emma, how she just destroyed that. I think that workout's going to come down to that kind of capacity. I don't think the row. I think the row is going to be like the ski was on ski bag. Like, it's there, and you can make up some ground, but I think the work is going to be done on the box jumps. Just from a quick look at it tonight.
I think they're equal.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think it's like ski bag at all, because 21 box jump overs. Everybody's going to do that unbroken. Correct? Everybody's going to rebound, and everybody's going to do it unbroken. So the faster box jumpers will be ahead by what, 5 seconds? That's a lot. Let's say 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 15 cal row, you can get ahead by like 15 seconds on that if you pin it and the other girls don't pin it. Right? I would say Laura can make up 10 seconds on a 15 cal row on Emma. Right? And then the burpee box jump overs, say Emma is better at burpee box jump overs, and then she can get ahead of Laura in that, and then you just repeat. And then right now they're even. The 9 burpee box jump overs are over the high mark. I don't know who to give that to. That's, you know what I mean? Like I just don't see a lot of places for it to be split. And then I don't understand with the rest until the 6-minute mark. Does everybody just do this and then they rest, or is it 2?
For total
you take the time. So you take the time of the first interval and then you rest the 6 minutes.
And you add it
to the. Yeah.
Okay. Now that I read that though, like I really struggle. Like, are we gonna know who's doing well on this thing? Like
they need to have, the leaderboard needs to have like names of this was their times, right? And that needs to be to the side on the first interval. That way people know. And then they could just do quick math once it's over. But yeah, it's a weird workout. It's just really hard to. I have no way to say this person's going to just this. They're going to do really, really good in this workout. I know this for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I have. They should do well, but like I can't with confidence. So I'll be interested to see who leads the way on the picks for this one on the Heat app.
That's a good point.
Because it's such an oddball, you know?
Yeah, and what's interesting is the box jump overs on the second interval aren't labeled.
No, they're not.
Like,
yeah.
Is it like 60 inches, like some crazy thing, or
no?
Do we think it's the same 36-48?
If it's not labeled, okay. I would.
Oh, here it is.
It's the same, or just.
So the burpee box jump overs are always 36-48. The box jump overs are 20-24. Okay. Doesn't it feel like the 15-calorie row is just kind of thrown in there?
No, here's the thing. If you want to win, you have to push the row. And if you push the row, it's going to hurt you on the box jump overs. It's going to fill up your legs hard. And I think it's easy to recover on that row. And if you push the row, you're just going to fill your legs up before you jump again.
Fair.
I think the row is kind of ingenious because if to win the workout, you are going to have to fill your legs up with lactate and then jump. And that's a very hard thing to do.
If you've ever done that, go row. In this case, go row 250 meters as fast as you can, and then go try to do a box jump on a 48-inch box or 36 if you're a woman. Hopefully, it's a padded one because
I prefer the 36, 48 because then you could just use your hands.
You think they'll let them? I don't think they will.
I think they'll let them. I don't think they're going to make the guys jump 48 inches.
That'd be pretty wild.
That's the same height as Colton. That's unfair. No, I like when it's like that, it's a burpee box get over, not a jump over.
Yeah, it's the wording on it is not very good.
If they do have to jump, I don't know if Colton can do it. I really don't. That's a really high jump.
Colton is 64 inches. Like that is 75% of his height. Like it's coming up to his shoulder.
I say there's no way they don't let him use his hands on that, right? Like it's just
it needs to say burpee climb overs because that is.
That's what I'm saying. Usually it's labeled burpee get overs, burpee box get overs, because you just get over it. It's not like you don't have to jump.
They needed to have Scott Tetlow test this one for just so Colton could get through it.
Have confidence.
Yeah. Like we know probably Griffin has the power to get up there, but does someone like Tetlow, can they jump that high? How is Vidison doing?
That's my dad. He loves her.
She's doing well.
Yeah.
Now James Townsend, that would be a guy to watch on this one. That would be a fun one.
Yeah, I don't know if he's fit enough to make it through it though. He would.
Oh man.
He would make the first round look real. He would win the first interval. The second interval, he might, take his time.
It would at least be fun to watch the first one.
Yeah.
What are you watching for tomorrow? Like what storyline is it? Is it Medeiros? Is it Horvath? What are you most interested in watching to see how it plays out?
Probably the girls' podium, because I just think it's going to go really back and forth. Like Emma's going to do really good in the 5K, and then she might have like a 40-point lead on Laura, and then it's just going to get chipped away on the next two, and I think they'll end up right back where they are right now. But Laura a little closer. But it'll be interesting. I'm interested to see how if she can stay where she is, because right now Raptis is in it. I know Laura's going to be Laura. So like, I know she's going to do well. I'm pretty positive Emma's going to do well. I don't know how Raptis is going to do. I didn't see that 37th coming from her.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be intrigued to see really the top 5 in the women. I'm interested to see if Ariel can stay in there. Ariel has impressed me a lot this weekend. And like, I did not see a top 5 from her, and she's been there for 2 straight days the whole time.
Right.
So I mean, Ariel and Alex, like the whole top 5. I'm interested to see how that shakes up, and it'll be exciting if it does shake up.
Yeah.
And then for the men, I really, really want, by the end of the day, Vellner, and I want Justin too, but I don't know if he will, because he's just kind of hit or miss right now. I don't really know what to think about him. But I'm willing to bet by the end of day 3, Vellner is in 3rd place.
Day 3. He should be able to run well. He should be just as he is, top 10 on intervals, right? And then another top 10 on the lift.
I don't know if he's got a top 10 in
top 15.
Yeah, top 15. Top 15. Yeah. All the guys have had, like, I think he beats BKG. I think he beats Brent Fikowski. Brent Fikowski's stronger than you think, though. Brent Fikowski can for 350, and he can snatch 300. So, like, I don't know about Brent. Brent and Pat are usually really close in the weightlifting together. Yeah. So, but Jay Crouch is going to drop off. He should be great in the run, but he's going to drop on the Olympic total hard. Chandler is, you never know what to expect from Chandler. Chandler can be great, and then Chandler can be terrible. So
Right.
I'm just going to assume that the fitter guy of the two, which is Pat, we all know it's Pat, even though Chandler's ahead of him, will come through on that. So I don't know. Chandler's going to run well too. That's hard, and in his box jump overs, I feel like Chandler's going to have a pretty good day tomorrow. Honestly, if I'm thinking about it. I bet Vellner. Okay. I bet Vellner is top 4 by the end of day 3.
I don't know if I think Jay drops out. I think Brent may stay in there. I could see Brent moving up to 4th.
I just think it's going to take him a long time, longer than the other guys to do the box jump overs.
Who, Brent?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that's a moving fast workout.
Yeah.
So
that's
it's
true.
not a pacing thing. It's just a sprint, move fast, and it's not a machine. If it's a machine,
Right.
it's different, right? But this isn't like,
Good point.
and I just don't see that at a Brent. I just
Right.
don't.
Rick Myers, $5. Thank you for answering my question regarding Justin and the sandbag. I asked because moving up was part of the workout and not subjective, like no reps. Yeah, I think that stuff happens. I think part of it is these judges are, things are moving so fast. The judges may have learned like where to stand at the last minute. As long as they're completing the work, I don't think they're going to go back and penalize Justin for that. There was at least another one, maybe two that did the same thing. They're still completing the work, and they're showing the capacity of it. And then,
It's the judge's fault. You can't penalize Justin for a judge's fault.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen it where athletes have stepped on the line and then things aren't called, but sometimes they are. So this one is on the judge. I think we have to get to a point where like everybody knows exactly how it is. The problem is moving up, it changes every single time. Like it's every 5, or it's, now at this part, you had to skip a box and move on to the next one. So there's not the consistency, I think, that you need to be able to be that strict on it. So kind of my take on it. I'm really interested to see if Adler can chip away at Roman to put some heat on him.
That too. That is a great
into Sunday. Like he's not going to make it up tomorrow, but if he takes that 100-point lead and cuts that down in half or down to 40, you get down to the top.
Interesting.
You get to the top 20. We've not seen rings. So rings are coming up. That's not Roman. If anything, that's Roman's, his
That's his worst thing.
Right. So those I have to imagine there's going to be rings on Sunday. How they come, I don't know. I imagine there'd be something. I mean, if I see strict ring muscle ups, I'm probably picking Jeff all day long over Roman.
I mean, I think if I see any form of ring muscle ups, I would pick a lot of people over Roman.
Right. That's the problem. So, yeah, I want to see that. I want to see Chandler hang in there, see Brent do well. BKG, again, like he came back from semifinals, and you have Pat. So I think, it's really these top 7. I don't think Jay is going to stay up there, but I've said that now for an entire day, and he continues to hang around. And then you have 2 rookies, Yella and Bailey, sitting up there, which, Yella.
Dallon's going to have a good day tomorrow.
Dallon, except for the run. I think he'll be middle of the pack on the run.
No, I think he'll be fine on the run, man.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not top tier, but
yeah,
I think he'll do better than you think.
That would be. I mean, this can shape up to be really, really exciting, especially because Yella's going to have a great 5K, and he could probably do pretty well in intervals.
We'll see. He's the same reason I think about Brent, though. He's just as big, if not bigger.
Yeah, but knowing how Andre Houdet works and working with him, I mean, he's gonna have a game plan. I think Yellow will do better than Brent.
That's my point. There's no game plan, man. It's just go as fast as you can. That's the game
Yeah.
plan. Everybody's gonna have the same game plan.
Maybe. I think you can blow.
It's not
up
a strategy
if you go-
thing.
I think
You
if
get
you
rest
if you
at
go,
the end of it.
how fast do you think it'll take out of that 6 minutes? 21:15
Let me see the workout again.
21:15:9, 21:15:9. Go down here to Saturday.
All right. 21 box jump overs, 30 seconds.
30?
15, yeah.
Okay.
15 cal row. Rebounding, yeah. 15 cal row, 30 seconds. So, like, let's say a minute 10 for transitions.
Mm-hmm.
9 burpee box jump overs. I mean, those are slow. I think 10 in a minute is like around the threshold for that.
So 2 minutes, and then
Let's just call it 2 minutes, and you do it again. We'll say 2:15. Okay, So 4:15, you get a minute 45, and then you and then it's basically the same thing, just backwards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You
4
think
minutes, and then
You think anybody gets time capped? It has to go straight into it.
no, there's nowhere where people can get held up.
If it's
Like,
straight up box jumps.
Yeah, no. I mean, if it is, you have to jump 48 inches. I do not think Colton can do that.
Yeah.
I think Colton will get last place because I don't think he can.
Right.
And Colton, if you have a 48-inch box jump, buddy, then put that on Instagram because
We're gonna need
I
to
see your 30-inch box jumps and you're really good at those, but those look pretty high for you, and it's 18 more inches of those. So
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, if it 4:15 is like absolute sprinting, 5 minutes is coasting.
Yeah. Swag over here. Dude, he can jump 48 inches. This is not that hard.
All right, man. Are you 5'4"? I don't think you know what it's like to be in his shoes.
Barry McCogner is asking about team workouts. We'll take a look at those just for a minute, and then let you guys get a drink, and then Savon will be on for his behind the scenes recap. So, this has been out the run lift relay, the lift run relay. I don't know. I guess like it's a play on the semifinals individual workouts. It'll be fine. I just can't get that excited about it. Muscle Bob, again, I don't know, John. I'm struggling with the team workouts this year. The whole year, like I know Peter went through today's and just like ran through it, and I did watch the bike row support or hold workout, and that was kind of cool to see. It was cool to see Paulson just go crazy on the assault or the Echo bike at the very end. But there's 40 people out there, and it's just a hot mess of where everybody is. There's not a leaderboard up on the top. It's just tough to see where they are. I do think this Muscle Bob workout looks interesting. So I mean, I think the race is going to be interesting. I just struggle with how they've structured them. And then B bells and P bars, a synchro axle deadlift, all 4 athletes. I think they've done something similar to that in the past, years and years ago. Sandbag squats, so we can see how the teams handle the 125 and 200 pound sandbag.
Apparently, it's impossible for the women. So good luck. Good luck, guys.
Yeah. Anything else before we wrap this up and call it a day before we head into the weekend?
Are you going over to their podcast or no?
Don't know. It's been a long day over here as well. So Probably not, but
Okay. Okay.
well, you never know. I may pop in there for 5 minutes.
I'm
Who
just
knows?
kidding. You made a great point about Adler. I do think he'll make up ground on Roman tomorrow, and depending on how much ground, if they're within 40 points of each other, I'm just want to race. I think it'll be really, really fun just to see a race. I'd be happy for either of those guys if they win. Roman's been amazing. I'd be thrilled for Adler. But yeah, I just want to see the last event mean something to both of them.
Yeah. No, I would like to see both have a race on Sunday. So I'm going to root for Adler, get it close, and then make it for a good Sunday.
You're good, Chelsea. I did not take offense to any of that. If you want to yell at me tomorrow, you can yell at me tomorrow as well.
Got some good fans. So everybody appreciate it. We'll be back. I think it's again at 8 a.m. Central Time. So we will see you.